IVM.
Hey everybody, quick request once again, if you could help us out by filling out our survey. It's at ivmpodcast.com/survey. This really helps us talk to advertisers about the kinds of people listening to these shows. Really do appreciate your help, and we're going to be doing a random drawing, and we'll be sending out some IVM swag. Hope you enjoy that.
Namaskar. My name is Ashish Vidyarthi, and good to see you here, dear friend, on Begin the Journey. You and I have a career. Well, some of us have a career that we do not recognize. But whatever that we do in our life to earn our living or wanting to earn a living, consider that is a career. It could even be that you are right now a student, or it could be somebody who's had a long experience and has been working for a few years. But life is changing and changing continually. But yet, we have a certain way of looking towards our career. We seem to think that we aren't moving. Life around us is moving, but we aren't moving. As a result, quite a few of us are not very happy with where we are with our career. This conversation is for you, dear friend. Let me share something very personal with you. Over the years, as I have traveled as a professional actor or a motivational speaker, and a traveler as such, one thing which I've developed is that my ability to start looking at myself vis-a-vis the world. Because you and I as professionals exist only in service of others. People pay us only when we add value to them. Now, this may seem as very cold, but that's the fact. Over the years, as I have moved from just being a Hindi film actor to actors across various languages, even within that, I have chosen roles. And sometimes I have chosen roles which I may not have liked, but I've seen that, at this point of time, this is what is required of me. Other than that, people aren't willing to offer me stuff. Listen, dear friend, life is about maneuvering your way through life, negotiating your way through life. There will be times where you may take steps which may seem as, why did I take these steps? But be okay with it. Remember, you are the owner and driver of your life. You know why you would have taken certain steps. In my life, I have taken certain steps which were needed at that point. In a way, I could call it, I took some steps which I wouldn't have otherwise liked to take. Some films which I otherwise wouldn't have liked to take had I not to pay the bills that I needed to at that point. Life has moved in a particular way for me. It has the same way happening for you. Life does take lots of twists and turns, and you and I need to pay our bills. So, during the career, there will be times that we may need to do things that we are not really very happy about. But keep the larger journey in mind. Over a period of time, do not get determined by, do not get defined by the steps that you did not like. In my case, over the years, the films that I did because I needed to pay the bills. I told myself, hey Ashish, if you have the passion and if you have the talent, you will come back and do the films that you really wish to do, projects that you really wish to do. But at this moment, you need to pay your bills, take care of your family. Each one of us, my friend, has to take tough decisions. Decisions which are needed at this point. Many people around me did not understand me. And why should they? It's not their life. They are there, I'm sure, wishing the best for me. But finally, it's I who have to pay my bills. I had to choose, do I want to pay my bills and be unhappy? Or can I choose that at this moment, this is what I need to pay my bills? And therefore, I choose not to be unhappy. In fact, I choose to be contented because I am taking actions which are responsible for my life. Yes, dear friend, take actions which are dear to you, which are close to you, which are important for you. Don't need to worry about what people think. And don't need to worry about what you think. That, oh, am I doing something very bad, horrible? Why did I do it? If it is really so horrible, don't do it. But if you do it well, dear friend. The journey will be filled with your decisions and your ability to maneuver your way out of it. The decisions I took of doing films which I didn't quite like, I did pay a cost of it. I spent a lot of time trying to erase from the memory of the world the kind of films that I did before I started getting the roles that I really wanted. It takes time. It does take an effort. But trust me, it is worth it. Life is not just about things that easily come your way. Life is about how you could wait for it, and while waiting for it, were doing something. I invite you to a life in which you are taking calls for yourself, not being scared whether you're right or wrong, but making the steps and the choices that you make right. Al-Shukran Bandhu, Al-Shukran Zindagi. Do share with me the choices that you have made in your career and the choices that you will continue to make in your career. Remember, it is your life, and your life will be made worthwhile by a happy you. Thank you for walking with me on Begin the Journey. See you again. Cheers.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Once again, just a quick reminder, please do help us out by filling out our survey. It's at ivmpodcast.com/survey. It really does help us figure out who's listening and, what are the characteristics that we can go and push to advertisers. That is massively helpful to us. Please, please, please do help out with that. So, on the network this week, let me start with a quick milestone. It's the 100th episode of Begin the Journey with Ashish Vidyarthi. Congratulations to Ashish and the team. Great show. If you're not listening to it, he talks to you about just how to approach life. It's just very, very cool stuff. Do check this out. Want to mention the note with Maruk Inayat. She talks about why petrol prices are so high. On the Wire Talk, Siddharth speaks with Harsh Mandar. On Advertising is Dead, Varun speaks to Kabir Biswas, the founder of Dunzo. They have a really interesting conversation about, what's the future of Dunzo and what they're thinking about. On the Traveling Professor's Diaries, check out Siddharth talk about the performance paradox. I found it really fascinating and interesting. I think that you guys will really get something out of listening to that. Please do give that a listen. And finally, let me mention Zindagi Diaries. It's Ragini Kumar's poetry podcast. The first week when it came out, we put out 5 poems first week. We put out another 5 poems this week, and the response has been phenomenal. Do check it out. It's in Hindi. It's a poetry podcast. Something a little different. Do give it a shot and let us know what you think. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
जिंदगी डायरीज के पन्नों में कुछ पुरानी यादें, समुंदर किनारे झूमते दरख्त, जवान दिल की धड़कनें और अनजान मुलाकातें हैं। तो आइए खोलिए मेरे साथ जिंदगी डायरी के पन्ने और साथ ही खुलकर जीते हैं जिंदगी। आप सुन सकते हैं जिंदगी डायरीज IVM पॉडकास्ट ऐप या वेबसाइट पर, या जहां कहीं से भी आप अपने पॉडकास्ट सुनते हो।